Hello and welcome to my presentation on evidence-based OT. My name is Liz Gallagher. I'm an occupational therapist in St. Louis, Missouri. I practice in early intervention, so I see infants and toddlers in their homes and other natural environments. My conception of evidence-based practice is informed by an efficient literature review. I really appreciated learning about being quite selective in keywords to delve into what is relevant to my practice. Comprised of respected peer-reviewed journals, qualitative and quantitative studies, with probably more of an emphasis on qualitative for our practice. Case studies, position papers, all of those places can really help build evidence. Of course, my own clinical expertise to measure what interventions make sense in each context, and evaluating for effectiveness by getting feedback from my clients. Did this work in your everyday life? My previous conception of evidence-based practice, or EBP, are they relevant to my everyday lived experiences in OT? In our Hoffman book, they stated that the first step, even before asking a question, is to acknowledge that fundamental uncertainties can make health professionals uncomfortable, and I agree. Do I have to stop providing therapy the way I have been for all of my career? Because if none of my interventions can be proven, can I keep doing them? I was pretty anxious about delving into this. I wondered, can I still use the creative on-the-fly activities and the individualized approaches to elicit the sort of light-up reaction I like to see in the babies and toddlers I work with? Sometimes I'll do something like, put a sticker on my nose, put something on my head and pretend to sneeze it off. Achoo! I can't imagine there are too many randomized control trials for silly, but I haven't looked either. So I was relieved to read, using the best effort in a conscientious, explicit, and judicious way will not always be straightforward, and practitioners will have to use their creative skills to meet the challenges of real life. My definition of EBP. It's clunky and wordy, but I'd say it's the provision of therapy in a manner supported by high-quality studies and clinical experience in ways meaningful to my clients. It doesn't exclude my own creative approaches, and creativity is vital. I think the pushback will come from, is there too much reliance on quantitative studies? There are too many studies to look through, and are we really considering individual patient circumstances? So I thought, well, let's ask a question. Let's try. I asked a fundamental question. Does early intervention make a difference? And in the Prenatal to 3 Policy Impacts Center, I found a statement supporting early intervention supports the development of infants and toddlers with developmental delays. I wanted to know about babbling with babies. Does that work? And found a great paper by the Harvard Center on the Developing Child. Serve and return interactions reinforce brain circuits that are at the core of our early emotional well-being and social skills. These resources bolstered my confidence in my daily practice. So I would say to the critics, I see you, I hear you, and I was you. Trust the process, ask a question, narrow your search, and dive in. And thank you for listening.